All right, ladies and gentlemen, got your watch list coming in July 24th, 2019, and it is going to be a wild one as we've been talking about. And if you've seen already with earnings, you're seeing with the news that came out, a lot of crazy stuff is already happening. So I'm going to try something different with this watch list. I'm just going to get straight to it with the plays and what we need to discuss and the reason that we have this title. I know some people think I talk too much, so this video is for you, baby. Well, actually, not really. It's for me because I'm running really late. We had a lot of work we had to do, and we're trying to get it. We got to make sure we take care of the cold. We got to make sure we're prepared tomorrow. And I want to make sure you guys are live. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's pinned in the comments. It's the first link in the description. And if you're not there, you're just playing yourself, my friends. So I'll see you there. But more importantly, you need to post your watch list below. I'm going to be covering that in the morning pre-market. We're going to see what's going on. And you need to drop a thumbs up on the video so that YouTube shows you these videos and it recommends the video to other people who need to see this. But I'm excited and I hope you guys are too, and hopefully you guys got to see. But now, what is the reason for this title today? There's some news that came out, well, two pieces of news that came out today that could crash the stock market. And again, we've been kind of throwing that around loosely. Really, it could either add volatility, lead to a correction, but given the scope of the news and where we're at with the market and where we're coming off of from 2019, it's kind of on par, I would say, more or less. So the first piece of news that is, I guess, would be the first immediate catalyst that's going to have an effect on stocks tomorrow morning and even throughout the day. And again, I think the reaction we saw at after hours today was a knee-jerk reaction. It wasn't really the biggest, most defining thing, so be careful to jump on it. But the DOJ, they did a broad probe into some of the tech companies. So that's the Department of Justice, and if you guys even Google that, you could go see the scope of the investigation and what they're looking at and what they want to do. But right off the bat, it's going to be affecting all of these major companies. Specifically, the two that saw the biggest losses from it was Facebook, then there's Amazon, and then it went through there. But watch, these are the main companies to be watching tomorrow. Qualcomm is one of them, but they didn't react as well. And we're going to talk what happened with the chip makers. But Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, Amazon, and Amazon especially, and then Apple, and then honestly just watch Shopify. I like that one. But I'm going to be looking at Apple and Facebook at open tomorrow, along with Amazon. I said remind me about those this morning. We didn't get them. It's an interesting time, and it's going to be interesting to see how these stocks react coming with their earnings there. So keep an eye out for that. If you guys do notice any bigger winners or losers, post them there from this. But this is a piece of news we're going to be watching as it develops tomorrow. The next piece of news, or the next important thing that could lead to some market volatility, and this is why I say literally could crash the stock market, it has to do with the trade war, which has to do with the rates. Now, a lot of people, they think tomorrow the rate hike is going to happen, and it's not. That is next Wednesday. So we still got 1 week to chill. And even then, I was even saying today, even from today now, as some of these bigger companies report, we're kind of getting past that apex and things are going to really start rolling from here. But a piece of news related to the trade war came out today that could also affect the stock market. You could see it right here. We gapped up today, and again, markets did good. There was a new UK Prime Minister elected, Boris Johnson. The European stocks and other currencies, they reacted really well to that. That's one of the bigger reasons I saw the market go up, along with a lot of the other positive earnings. But the market gapped up. It gapped up, went up a little bit, and then just sold off and had this slow, weird move. And then all of a sudden, the market just started going up. We closed above 3,000 on the SPX. And the reason was they announced, and this is where it's funny because it was announced in the morning, but didn't really get picked up by major headlines and then really start getting White House press until later in the day. And they announced that there's going to be a face-to-face meeting between the United States and China over the trade. And now this is interesting because, as we've been talking, if you've been paying attention, if the trade deal goes through, that's going to give it a no cause to cut the rates. So pretty much as the trade certainty settle, that makes it more and more likely not to have a rate hike or rate cut, But if they do lower those probabilities, if the deal is looking awful and we're experiencing more headwinds or Trump's going to put more tariffs, that would have been the justification Powell and the Fed were looking for to cut rates. So again, the problem is a lot of people have already priced this in and expected this. So that's where the volatility or crash comes into play, because now everybody's all piled into one trade expecting everything, and there will be an unwind if the market does something that could surprise the market. So it's interesting to see how this plays out. There's many even theories that stem from it. What if they get both, the cut and the trade deal, or now they don't cut but we get a trade deal? It's going to be crazy, but either way, you better be there tomorrow to see how it is. But now let's get into these plays and let's shoot them off right away. So, and before I get into that, I almost forgot. If you guys are on the stream alerts, and if you're not on the stream alerts, it's pinned in the description, and it's the second link in the description. But you guys remember that Zoom call we did? We got to finally speak verbally. You got to see everything a lot more faster than the stream. Don't worry, streamers. I'm not holding anything back on you. Well, kind of a little bit now. But what I'm referring to is if you are on the stream alerts, I'm going to text out a code in the morning to join into the Zoom call, and you're going to be able to hop on both pre-market and I'm thinking for the first hour or so. I just want to test it out, see if I could trade with you guys talking in my ear vocally, but you guys could tune in, you could talk with your mic, and I could even see your guys' screens too if you want to share or you need any help with anything. So you guys are going to also be able to contribute to the stream, so please be positive and respectful, and make sure you understand all rules, and make sure you read all disclaimers, and everybody make sure you're safe and understand the IV crush that could happen, and please understand the cool chant. IV is a result, not a cause. IV is a result, not a cause. IV is a result, not a cause. Please repeat that 3 times over and over again until you understand that. It's really important, and will make or break the success of all your option trades. So I'll see you guys in the morning. I think it's going to be excited. I'm excited, and again, I have so many plays I need to go over, and I think a lot of it we have to see in the morning, so let's just jump into it. Right off the bat, watch Biogen. I'm looking at them for calls on a continuation. AT&T, it's going to depend on the earnings, but it was a similar situation to a stock we played today, Texas Instruments. Now, if you guys saw this play, I'm $1.50 from being in the money, and I bought this play for literally $5 on Robinhood. It's probably going to go to $200 or something around that price, and the price had to do with option pricing. That's it. Why did I buy a super far out the money for $5? You guys saw it live. Go watch on the stream. You could see me do the whole process. I think it was pretty cool. Texas Instruments was only pricing in about a 1 or 2% move, so I took a further option out the money, and I said, here, I'll put $5. If it does surprise, the option's cheap, and it's very, very favorable. If not, I lose $5 with 0 commissions on Robinhood. So we're going to talk about that too a lot on stream, because honestly, there's a whole strategy based around that, but that's option mispricing 101, my friends, or at least being able to give you the criteria to understand when there's certain options that are priced in your favor. But that's why I'm looking for AT&T. They're only pricing in about a 2% move, and they could expect to move 4%, I think is on the softer end. But if they do surprise anything there, I'm going to look for that on call side is what I was expecting, and we'll see what happens. Boeing, we don't know what's going to happen, but I was factoring puts this whole time. I think puts, if anything, I wanted to grab a call just in case today, but we never know what's going to happen with it. It could take some time, so that one is going to be a non-factor. We just have to see how that reports in the morning and go from there. Next is going to be UPS, but beyond UPS, I want calls on FedEx, and I sold out one of my calls on FedEx that I had. We bought it for 30 cents, sold it for 120 to 175 for this week, and then I did the same thing. I just rolled over to like a $7 option, but pretty much if UPS does good, expect FedEx to do good. If there is options we could play, post-earnings hangover on UPS that are cheap, I'll take it, but I'm going to look at FedEx instead. Then we got the Snapchat earnings, and be careful. A lot of you guys, you spent like $80 for like a $16 contract. You're like, oh, I'm rich, I got a pony. Don't get too ahead of yourself, because there's going to be that IV crush tomorrow, and this is going to be that first experience of, I think, people going to really experience it firsthand of, I was right, I bought the option, but I lost the money. Honestly, this sounds like a sad PSA commercial. Have you or any of your family members experienced a loss after predicting the right direction while trading an option? Were you excited post-market only to find out all your dreams were crushed at market open? You don't have to live like this. Call 1-800-IV is a result, not a cause. So be careful. We're going to see, and we went over the conference call today. You guys, that's why you guys are making me in a hurry today. I really like it. We're going to talk about this with being a long-term hold and what we could do with it, but tomorrow will be key. The key thing to watch on it, I'm still on the call side. Watch out for any analyst upgrades and how that affects the stock tomorrow. And lastly, take a look at Apple. They are one of the ones, again, they dropped a bigger amount. I'm going to keep my eyes out for them, and I like them, and I want to see, because they have earnings in about 6 days now, and them above 205 is the key level, and the 202.50, but watch out for that. Next is going to be Home Depot on the call side. The contracts we bought yesterday for 10 cents went up to 40 cents this morning. They dropped, and now they're about like 15 or 20 cents, which isn't too bad, about 50, 100%, but I'm going to see where they are, and again, depending if it does this type of move in the morning and comes down, it's going to crush the contracts, but if this momentum or kind of it sets a base to bounce, these contracts are going to get really, really cheap. So I think even Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you guys, I'll pull these up on the option chain so you could see them. Next is Roku. I played it twice. I got it in the morning, bought it for $80. It went down all the way to 20 cents. And then I'm using me as my own indicator. If you guys have been on the chat and we've talked about it, the same option I bought is now 25 cents. I went and I spent another $30 or $40. I got closer to the money, and I'm making sure I got next week, or I'm getting next week, and we're playing that. But I'm waiting for that to kind of bounce. It did take a big down day. It doesn't have to bounce. That's why the timing is going to be better, but keep your eyes out for it. I want it on the call side, or trying to catch the knife, if you would say, but it has not been falling knife. No, not yet. So watch out for that. Next is going to be Intel. I like this. I think the Apple deal and everything else, it didn't get as much attention. So watch Intel, watch for this to run up, and if it's going to take off in any way, if it is going to react, it has just a really good couple day period. So I like that a lot. I'm looking for that on the call side. Then Texas Instruments, I'm in a 130 that I got for $5. So that's going to be interesting. But now watch AMD, NVIDIA, and Micron. The chip makers went good off of it. So I like NVIDIA. They were kind of expensive today, but it's near a crucial level here at the 178. So we need to keep our eye out for that. And lastly, don't forget about Coca-Cola. This is a post-earnings one. It's a slow volatility one, or low volatility one, depending on what happens tomorrow. That could be either good continuation or reversal. But I'm going to see how that plays and interacts with the SPY in general. So that is your watch list, baby. I'm going to see you guys in the morning. Better post your watch list. Let's go.